Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Andre McCoy Stadium on the campus of New Bedford High School, where this afternoon the New Bedford Cable Network is proud to present girls high school soccer action. It's the homestanding Lady Whalers of New Bedford High taking on the Durfee Lady Hilltoppers. Joe Cabral joined by my partner Lucas Ferreira for the action from Andre McCoy Stadium. Beautiful sunny day here. Two teams that used to meet in the Big Three Conference doing so here today for the second time in 2020. New Bedford lost to Durfee earlier in the season, and the Lady Whalers still looking to find their offensive stride, Lucas, as they've not been able to score yet in the first 6 games of the season.
Yeah, Coach McGarrett said that there was positives in the last game. Last 2 games they'd played against Dartmouth, there'd been some gaps they had found. So they're trying to make the adjustments with who they have in there and how they can find those holes. But as of right now, they have yet to find any of those.
Just underway, of course. 4:05 start here at Andre McCoy Stadium, and a beautiful sunny day, crystal clear skies. Very light wind, so should not affect the play. And again, you're here on the AstroTurf field, and that means consistent bounces and the ball moving very quickly along this surface as opposed to a natural grass surface.
And with Durfee, with the smaller bench, it might play into the favor of New Bedford being able to get some speed and some endurance going.
Here's New Bedford's Pacheco, Callista Pacheco, number 13.
One of the key returners from the South Coast Varsity Standard Times.
Bucha got it to Pacheco. Now Durfee trying to clear, and along this near sideline, it'll be New Bedford playing it in with Destiny Miste, number 2. Remember, no throw-ins here in 2020, so you have to play it in. Looks like New Bedford's going to use that strategy of just a slight touch and then try to get the ball into the area.
Yeah, because it's indirect from the throw-in, but then you can go from wherever from there.
And then you can play the ball in the air and certainly on the goal. Any of the indirect kicks, as we've mentioned throughout the season, must be played along the surface as well as the kick-ins, if you would. So you can't play the ball in the air, and that's why you've seen those light touches and then player trying to play the ball into the area in the air. Here's Durfee now in their road white uniform. That's Emilia Diaz, number 11, far side of the pitch, trying to get it ahead. It's put out of play, and Durfee will play it in with number 23, Julia Matos, doing so. Lucas, today New Bedford really not at a disadvantage as far as size is concerned. It's been something that we've seen throughout the season here, so maybe an opportunity for New Bedford to be a little more physical than they were against West Bridgewater on Wednesday when they lost 5-0.
And yeah, Brockton losing, Durfee losing 5-3 to Brockton, I should say. So you'd have to hope that they can sneak a couple of goals in there and get the skunk out of the boat, break into a different stride, as we get towards the middle of the season here. And really nice weather today, and like I said, a little more quickness on the turf and a little bit of a bigger bench for some endurance and some durability. So you'd have to hope that they're able to sneak a couple past the freshman goalkeeper for Durfee.
Official indicating here, indirect free kick, ball's put out of play. As you can see, ball's positioned all along each of the sidelines so you can get them into play quickly, as no one is allowed to touch the ball with their hands even when it's out of play. Here's Durfee here near side, playing it ahead. Get it to number 16, Lockhart. That was Kyla Lockhart. Now they'll play it here along the outside of the box, Emilia Diaz. And then the ball goes beyond the goal line, forced out by New Bedford and Sandy DeAndre. So it'll be a corner kick here for Durfee.
A new normal corner kick with the play, I'm assuming to be played through the legs here. That's how the New Bedford boys had adapted, at least.
That's what we've seen a lot of lately, or very short ones, and then you try to get the ball in the air. Diaz tried to play it in to the box. It got there, somehow squeaked through a New Bedford defender. Now they'll play it ahead to Bucha. Bucha 1-on-3, however, plays it here near side, dribbling with that left foot, trying to get past the Durfee defender. This time it was number 4, Thibodeau. There is Emma Thibodeau, and she'll play it ahead.
Maybe the hold-up play there. You'd like it just to hold up the play there a little bit longer to maintain that possession, to get New Bedford's bodies forward.
She got it to Lockhart, who played it middle of the pitch, trying to get it to Dias, and now a whistle.
And there's a little bit of that size advantage. You see there, body bump to the ground there. You hope that New Bedford can kind of capitalize. I mean, physicality kind of taken out of it with the new COVID rules and everything, but still a couple of more strides there, and then stride for stride, you'd hope that they can start to break away in this one as the game moves on.
This is Dias. Indirect free kick here again. Let's see. There's the light touch. Then play it in the air. Long shot on goal. Handled there by Avery Roderick.
Avery Roderick also mentioned as one of the 5 players to watch locally in the area by the Standard Times. Senior for New Bedford.
Good to see Roderick with the throw there, and she played a lot of her opportunities along the ground, and that created scoring chances for West Bridgewater. Breaking in here, Durfee with an opportunity. Roderick came off her line and finally able to clear it to the corner. That was number 16, Lockhart, trying to cross.
Now,
and she played beyond the goal line, so it's a goal kick for Durfee.
Now I know that any contact in the box results in a. I mean, obviously, any bad contact recently in years, obviously, would be any penalty. But I know any contact at all in the box is pretty much guaranteed a penalty with the new COVID guidelines. So I'm not sure if Roderick was scared off by that there, and that's why that ball kind of snuck through.
There's a ball middle of the field for Bucha. She plays it here near side, trying to run onto it. Durfee in position, however. That was number 18, Michaela Gonzalez, played it across the sideline. So New Bedford to play it in from this near side.
Good faith in the speed there from Bucha to tap it by the defender and just get out and run on it. A little unlucky to have the defender beat her there, but good confidence in the speed there.
Is Mistay with Lopes for New Bedford. Defenders are supposed to be 10 feet away. They play it to Lopes. Lopes looked for the cross, and then it's put into touch by Julie Raposa, number 7 for Durfee. So again, New Bedford to play it in. Looks like they'll use Mistay again with Lopes. Here's where you need that light touch and then the cross into the area, but no one there for New Bedford. No one really to the edge of the box. This is Lopes. Chips one to the area. That was nicely done, but again, New Bedford really with no one there, not enough players in the area, and where they've had problems scoring goals, they're going to have to be aggressive with their midfielders and move them up to try to create some opportunities.
And there's a lot of space to the right there, too, to create some crossing opportunities that you'd like to be taken advantage of.
Here's Durfee trying to play it here near side, but that's Mistay. She'll play it ahead, looking for Bucha.
Not the greatest touch there, but honestly not the worst result there for the Durfee back line.
And the Durfee goalkeeper, Abigail Carrero, off her line to come up with it. Played it here middle of the field. Got it to Diaz, Emilia Diaz. And then the ball goes beyond the sideline. They'll say it's off of Durfee, so New Bedford will play it in. Callista Pacheco, number 13.
One of the key returners for Coach Noguera's team. Only a junior, one more year to go.
We'd like to welcome our viewers on Facebook. Facebook Live here for you today on a Friday afternoon, bringing you high school soccer action. The girls, here's a 2-on-2 for Durfee. They'll try to play it ahead into space, looking for Diaz. She's been a going concern early on, but back here nicely. It was New Bedford, and DeAndre played it here near sideline, and it will be Durfee playing it in.
Not bad play there from the defense there, but almost a questionable handball, I think, there in the first ball before it got chipped over.
Of course, no headers. You can't head the ball, so it creates a lot of these balls that are bouncing. Players trying to chest them down, and that was an opportunity that resulted. Middle of the box, nicely played there with one touch at the 18-yard line. Player sent sprawling, but it was on the ball, so no foul there. Here's Diaz. Tried to play it back. Durfee looking to the far side of the pitch for Gonzalez. She tried to track it down. Could not. Durfee still with it, running right along that goal line. Then the ball went beyond the goal line. So a goal kick for New Bedford here with 10:45 left in the first quarter. So instead of having 2 halves, we have 4 quarters here in 2019. So players can take their masks off, go to the sideline, take a little bit of a break in between those 20-minute sessions.
And yeah, a little more difficult to breathe with those masks on. Obviously an adjustment for any kid there, so.
Pereira playing it ahead. Is a ball played here near sideline. Durfee's number 4, Thibodeau, played it ahead. Got it to Lockhart. Lockhart, middle of the field. Got it to Matos. Julia Matos. Shot easily trickling in on Avery Roderick. Handled that without any issue.
Durfee set up here with a pretty high back line, too, out of the defense, knowing that New Bedford sits a little bit deeper, really forcing New Bedford to send the ball forward and have a little bit more of a risky pass going forward. So we'll see how that progresses as the game goes on.
And you got to love those throws from New Bedford. Much better by Roderick. Ball that could bounce over her head, but she's able to track it down, getting it out into space. Here's a ball played quickly up the field. This is Bucha trying to get it to Lopes. Now can Lopes outrun a defender? Lopes still with it. Aggressive down this sideline. Now Bucha with an opportunity. She can cross with that left foot. Tried to get it to the box. Could not. Gets it right back. Does so again. Far post. There's New Bedford. Oh, what an opportunity.
And you'd have to think there that with the heading, if the heading wasn't against the rules there, that would be a goal for New Bedford at the back post. First time not so good, but the second ball in was beautiful from Vanessa Bucha.
Bucha, what a ball there to Alexia Rodriguez. But as Lucas mentioned, could not head it. Tried to play it on a volley and missed. Far side. But that was New Bedford's best opportunity in any of the matches that we've done so far here in 2020.
And I think a little bit of that size advantage came in there down the sideline there. Just a couple longer strides there from both New Bedford's midfielders and forwards, and it got Vanessa into a really good position there to put that ball in, and just unlucky that unable to use the head to head it home.
Ball played far side. This is Diaz for Durfee. Lady Hilltoppers thinking about switching the field, but a little bit of a play there, but nicely done to get it to Diaz. Still with it. Plays it ahead into space. Player breaking in. They say onside. Here's a shot that is fired wide.
And that's the danger with that high back line that Durfee plays. If one mistake can really put you into trouble. New Bedford outpacing them that time, but also it gives you a chance to get a lot of bodies forward there and really outnumber them on the counter, and that's exactly what Durfee did.
Opportunity there for Durfee. The shot was fired wide, so a goal kick here.
Here's the replay of the shot going wide there. Roderick kind of out of position too, but cutting off those angles, which can intimidate a shooter.
This is Pereira with the goal kick. Played it ahead. New Bedford getting into here near side to Lopes. Lopes again trying to play into space. New Bedford's had some success with this. Here's an opportunity, but a little bit of tentative play on that far side from Rodriguez. She had to overlap and get to the outside. Did not. No one to play the ball to there. Durfee comes up with a steal. They'll play it far side of the pitch. And here's New Bedford's DeAndre, number 14. Lost it far side. Rodriguez, number 9. Still with it, trying to track it down. Alexia Rodriguez is taken away here by Durfee. And a foul is called. Far side of the field, and a little bit of an exchange there.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a hip throw there. Not too sure what was going on there, but, you know, New Bedford versus Durfee can have a little bad blood.
And here we go with a free kick for Durfee. See the officials ruling here if it's direct or indirect. Looks like it might be a direct free kick, simply because no one else is there for Durfee at this point, and it is a direct free kick. They're going to play it to the area. Roderick came out and punched it away.
Good punch away there from Roderick. You know, a senior knowing how to control that box.
Lopes played it ahead. They're going to try to get it to Lopes. Can she use her speed to the outside here? She's losing it toward the sideline. Kept it in. Lopes still with it. Lopes, and she had to be fouled there, and no call.
That's a question. That's very questionable there from the referees. I don't think they had enough pace to keep up with it there, and that's why they didn't see it, but I think it's pretty obvious that no ball was in that exchange.
And it's going to end up being a goal kick. Wow, no call there.
Here we go on the replay.
That's certainly one that was missed.
And, yep, no ball at all. As she tapped it forward to beat her out with the pace, she just got tripped up by the Durfee, last defender Durfee had there, and missed call there by the referees.
Durfee's goal kick. Play it far side of the field. Lady Hilltoppers, here's Diaz.
I'd like to see that space on the right-hand side taken more advantage of by New Bedford as they have a ball, as they have someone up there now. They haven't really been able to take advantage of it yet, but there's some space there to be had, and I hope that they take advantage of it as we move towards the second quarter.
Here's Durfee with it. That was number 2, Alua Ryu for Durfee. Destiny Alua Ryu, and then the ball is played beyond this near sideline. So New Bedford to play it in with number 13, Calista Pacheco, with it. Again, have to keep it along the surface, so no one here coming over to help Pacheco for New Bedford. You really need someone here. Tried to play it into space, got it back to Bucha. Bucha to Lopes. Not able to get it into the area, and Durfee now working in transition. That's a ball played into space, and it's onside. Far side of the field. Durfee with a 2-on-1 here. Durfee trying to play it middle of the field. New Bedford back. That was the Lady Whalers Mendoza who got there. Kayla Mendoza. Kayesha Mendoza. And that ended up being a fine play by Mendoza to negate a 2-on-1.
And she just waited a bit too long there. She had the run forward. She should have drawn the goalkeeper on before she made that pass.
And there was really, at that point, probably no need to pass it. It was still a 2-on-1 without being contested. This is Julia Matos, far side of the field, works to the goal line, looking for the cross here. Could not get it in front, and Roderick came out, gobbled it up.
Roderick very aggressive with her angles, knowing as a senior that she has to take advantage of that if the defense isn't there to cut down the angle.
And playing it much more aggressively here today, and then Bucha sent to the turf. Question is there a call here? And there is this time.
Well, I mean, there's less to defend against in terms of crosses. Come for those crosses and stuff like that because they can't head the ball in, so there's a lot more difficulty in that. So if you force them to make a decision and play it back, it gives you and your team more of a chance.
And what you've seen is that has played into the lack of goal scoring here in many of these matches. Here's Bucha and the foul against her. That's Pereira playing it ahead. New Bedford's Mistay. Midfield play here, and Durfee comes away with it. This is Diaz. Played it far side. Got it to Lockhart. Running along that far side of the pitch, tries to work middle of the field. Weak roller into Roderick. She picks it up at about the 10-yard line. Remember, the goal is placed at the back of what we would call the end zone for football. So the box is at the 18-yard line, the edge, the front edge of the box. It's about 18 yards from goal.
Really only one chance so far from New Bedford. The rest of the game's been pretty evenly played. Obviously, I think Durfee would have had a better chance there had they not played to the pass there on the right with the breakaway, but still a couple of chances so far for each team.
Here's Diaz trying to play it to the area on an indirect kick. Got it there, and a shot rolled to the far side. Nice save there by Roderick, but it's an offside.
I think that was originally supposed to be a shot, and they were unlucky that it was an offsides call there because that could have been a really good ball played in there as well, too.
And you were right, Lucas. It was intended as a shot, but when it rolled to the far side, the player was offside. I think it was Lockhart.
Let's see it again there, yeah. On the replay, it was well played. It was a good set piece played in there to the feet of the player, and then just rolled over on the shot.
Far side of the field, more pressure here from Durfee. Middle of the field, that's Lockhart. Could not get there. Here's a chance chance for Diaz to really strike one from about 18 yards out. Instead, she tried to play it forward.
I just think she was in between there, in between distances and in between decisions, and she ended up just kind of towing it through there. But if she had taken a touch and really put her laces through it, she could have had a real good opportunity to put a shot on net there and maybe score.
Yeah, no doubt she was undecided and decided for the pass instead. When you have a scoring opportunity from there straight on to the goal, you got to take advantage of it. Here's New Bedford playing it ahead to Bucha, and they'll say a foul is called here. Looks like against New Bedford, or the ball went out beyond that sideline.
I see it was a dead ball there, but I still want to see more bodies forward for New Bedford faster. It has to be more than just Vanessa Bucha getting forward. She can hold up play, but she needs support on the left and right wing to be able to move that ball forward into their attacking third. It's been too complacent, in my opinion, from New Bedford early on.
And that's what you need to do when you have these indirect free kicks. You have to bluff to see if the player comes running up, because they're supposed to be 10 yards away. As the ball played up, middle of the field, looking for Pacheco. Did not get there. That's Diaz, played it far side. He's looking for Michaela Gonzalez. Ball goes beyond the sideline.
Was one of the 6 balls there on the sideline being disinfected. I believe each quarter they get disinfected, correct? Or is it each half?
Between each quarter.
Each quarter, I believe.
Is a ball played middle of the field. Durfee comes away with it. Played ahead. New Bedford with 4 across there on that back line, so able to stem the Durfee threat, but a foul is called against New Bedford, so an indirect free kick here, they'll say.
As you can see, Durfee has 1, 2, 3 right across the front, and they're there in unison. They're able to create angles from both sides of the attack, and that's what I'd like to see out of New Bedford more often than not.
Here's Durfee's Diaz playing it. Under 2 minutes left in this first quarter. Ball played all the way onto goal and handled by Roderick. And that'll do it. First quarter of play in the books, and it's scoreless. New Bedford and Durfee from Andre McCoy Stadium. You're watching the action live on Facebook or on the New Bedford Cable Network. Joe Cabral with Lucas Ferreira here with you at Andre McCoy Stadium. New Bedford coming into this one at 0-6, Durfee at 1-4. Whalers lost to the Hilltoppers earlier in the season, and they're still looking for their first goal during run of play. We'll see what happens here today. They played a bit better so far, Lucas, than what we've seen in their most recent matches.
Yeah, they had the one clear chance. I'd just like to see more cohesiveness and more in the interplay. Being able to go from defense to offense needs to be quicker because Durfee has the high back line, and when to take advantage of that high back line that Durfee plays, it has to be a quick counter. It has to be a quick through ball. It has to be long play, and you have to use your speed to the outside. And the advantages you have on the turf here is that with the speed and the true hops, you need to take advantage of that quicker because if you let them drop back, they've really taken advantage of it because they've held up your 1-2 players up front, and then you really have to play the ball back and get your people forward before you can get into an attack. So the counterattacks, I think, have to be quicker and more concise to beat Durfee off their high back line.
And it's a problem for New Bedford here throughout the season early on. The counterattacks, as you mentioned, they've done a better job trying to work transition here. They've done a much better job with their goalkeeper, Avery Roderick, with throws out on balls that she's come up with. They were being way too deliberate, and everything was on the ground. Very easy to work against that as far as the opponent. So they've tried to get it out much quicker, have done a better job with that. I agree with you about getting it into space and certainly working quicker on the transition game. And I think that's how you generate offense in all sports. If you can work transition, work quickly before your opponent is ready, then you catch them off guard, you catch them undermanned possibly, and generate some opportunities. New Bedford has to continue to work that.
And I think I think the thing is too is that you can play possession football, possession soccer, I should say. You can play it, but you have to. A lot of times with possession football, it's played back. The fullbacks will be able to swing in crosses. You're able to get bodies forward, and the whole thing of crossing is that there's headers. There's a lot of interplay there, and you can't do a lot of that now with the COVID guidelines and the set pieces and the advantages that those provide. So in playing it back and getting people forward, but you have the size advantage as well, and you have the speed advantage in the turf, so you have to take advantage of it and getting on that counterattack very quickly. And I think Durfee's even done it a couple times where they've had a couple of balls through there that have gone through over the top and a couple of driven through balls that they've had some success with. And if they had better decision-making, quicker decision-making, New Bedford could find themselves down 1-2-0.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're pointing out the fact that simply a possession game, you have to have the skill for that. So certainly that's difficult to play at the high school level. Rarely is it something that you see. It's rarely successful. For example, if you watch Dartmouth, as we did here earlier in the year, they don't even attempt that. Anything on their back line, they play up immediately. They don't possess the ball. They do not allow you to get any steals or easy walk-ins in transition. They get rid of the ball and they play it north and south. The possession game is more east and west and some south, and then what happens is any type of mistake can create offense for your opponent. So, and then you talked about changing the field and need to have a big leg to do that. In girls soccer, it doesn't work quite that well, and so I think the approach of playing it into space, working transition, trying to get up the field quickly before your opponent's ready is the right course of action. Durfee's back on the field for the second 20 minutes of play in this first half. pretty evenly played first half. Lucas rightly pointing out, though, that Durfee did generate some offense through the middle by playing it into space and then seeing if they could run onto balls. Had a few opportunities. New Bedford had one big chance when Vanessa Bucha worked this left side and then a fine cross to the backside post, and she had Alexia Rodriguez there with an opportunity, but just misfired. Could not head it, of course, so she tried for a volley and maybe tried to do a little too much with it. That one there, Lucas, you just have to block toward the net.
Yeah, just square off your chest, square off your whole body, and just hope for the best and directing it into the goal really there. Not really, not much of a skill thing, more of a will thing, just willing it into the back of the net.
Middle of the field. This is Durfee's number 2. Alua Ryu played it far side, goes beyond the sideline, and it will be New Bedford with the play in. Kayesha Mendoza.
I believe the Durfee player thought it was off of New Bedford there. She let that kind of just go out. Or maybe they were just trying to get something set up there, but that was a little confusing.
Official here checking.
Maybe it did come off of a New Bedford player.
I'm not sure, but looking back at the goalkeeper.
Yeah, there we go.
Here's New Bedford. Tried to play it ahead, and there's the steal that you need to be wary of. Middle of the field. Lady Hilltoppers play it into space, trying to run onto it. Looks like it'll go beyond the goal line before she could get there. And that means a goal kick for New Bedford.
Roderick was coming for it hard, too, so if she was able to keep that in somehow, it could have been trouble for New Bedford. But I think Roderick kind of had an idea that that was going to run out of play, being a senior and having the experience to know the angles and know the way to play.
This is New Bedford's Pereira, number 16. He handles the goal kicks. Played it ahead to Pacheco. Got past Pacheco. Dias, middle of the field, tried to play it here near side. And it went beyond the sideline again. So New Bedford with possession. Destiny Mistay, number 2 for New Bedford. Will play it in. Looks like Bucha's back there. Now, if Bucha's there, you've got really no one up. You had one player up. Here's a steal here by Durfee. Opportunity, middle of the field. They were trying to get it to Lockhart, near Steele, here near side. That's Durfee's Matos, played it ahead, and it'll just trickle beyond the goal line, and another goal kick for New Bedford. A little bit of risky play there by the Lady Whalers, Lucas, as they were kind of passing east and west right along their 18-yard line.
I think getting a little complacent there. I think that they were just getting a little too precise, trying to kind of break out there, and just, I think, one pass too many, and they can find some problems there because the goalie, even Roderick there, a better drive through there. Roderick's out of position because she's just coming over from post to post, so just a little quicker, like I said, in the transition. I think New Bedford can create a couple. I think the holes are there. I think it's just a matter of getting the bodies in that space, and they'll be just fine.
Here's Pereira for New Bedford. Low line drive, played on the goal kick. And whistle. Foul is called against Durfee.
It looks like Bucha's now moved over to that right wing spot where I had mentioned the space was, so you'd like to see the speed in that spot taken advantage of as New Bedford tries to get some more bodies forward here.
They've used her on the left a lot. Now they moved her to midfield on that wing. Here's a chance playing one ahead. That's number 14 for Durfee, who unfortunately we do not have in our program. Ball played middle of the field. That's Pereira. And New Bedford's Mistake played it here near side to Bucha. Here's where you need to play it quickly and not allow defenders to get back. They'll say it's onside, play on. Here's New Bedford's number 12, Peyton Costa. Can she get across here? She does, but no one at that far side post.
Yeah, Bucha created that play there, but she didn't have the pace to make it up and to get back to that back post and get into that position and rotate around. Unfortunate there for New Bedford, but another chance for them.
And a lot of what you see, Lucas, as far as the lack of opportunities, is just some basic fundamentals. When you see the ball wide, you run to each of the posts.
Yeah, you don't bunch up. You start. You
don't
take advantage of that space to that back post, especially
that back
with the front
post
three.
is where you want to go. And New Bedford has had no one there.
And Bucha essentially playing as a false 9, taking it into the midfield and dropping back and being the big cause of link-up play.
Here's a ball to McDonald, working to the area. McDonald with a shot, and Roderick with a nice save.
Bodies everywhere down there in the box, but Roderick, the senior, like I said, one of the 5 to watch that was announced by the Standard Times at the beginning of this season, this crazy season we have here with COVID lined up, and making a big save and knowing why there.
Emma McDonald with a fine opportunity, and Roderick with the save. Now New Bedford trying to work at middle of the field, but here Durfee, everyone back. And they're going to play it back. You need to attack here. And they're trying to do so against Coelho, but it's played near side Bucha. Tried to get it ahead to Costa, could not. Durfee and number 5, Sylvester, was bumped from behind by Costa. The official blew the whistle. Called
Some
a foul
size
there.
advantage there from Durfee, so I mean, you can't do much there, even within the rules of regular soccer. Never mind with the COVID guidelines there, so the whistle obvious there.
Here's where you got to be aggressive if you're New Bedford. It's an indirect free kick, so you can go with a touch, and then they got to try to get rid of it, and they're able to do so in the air. As the ball played down by Pacheco, but taken away by Durfee. Near side, New Bedford's Mistay will play it into touch, so it'll end up being Durfee's possession here.
And here's where Durfee's created a lot of their chances, the direct and indirect free kicks in the midfield where they can get some bodies forward and play one solid pass in. They've had some success doing that.
Here's Matos. Matos, middle of the field, looking again for McDonald. Can she get there? But Roderick offered a line. Came out, gobbled it up.
Good pace from DeAndre there to shield off the angle.
Nice throw here near side by Roderick, and Matos would just let it go out of play. Could have had a give and go there, but Dias did not play it back, but runs this near side. Oh, there's a nicely weighted ball looking for McDonald inside of her right foot. Outside of her right foot, I should say. Played it ahead, and good opportunity. Here's a shot on goal, and Roderick handles that one.
DeAndre again spacing herself out well between the defense. She's played well in defense all day, and then Roderick obviously the safe hands in net. So Durfee trying to force the issue here, but New Bedford holding strong at the back. Like I said, it's going to take advantage of the space going forward.
New Bedford has to get back to pressing the play a bit here as they're falling into that trap of just defending. The only way you can do that is there is such a thing in the game of soccer, especially at this level, as field position. You need to play the ball forward and have field position. Ball stayed in play, and Pereira was caught off guard. McDonald tried to get it ahead. It was nearly a disastrous mistake there by New Bedford.
Like you were saying, talking about field position and being complacent, that was just a mental lapse right there from New Bedford, and it almost cost them.
Here's Dias, middle of the field, still running on it. Looked far side, got it to Lockhart. Lockhart tried for a cross. It goes off a boot. Goes beyond the goal line. It'll be a corner kick for Durfee. If that ball would have been played a little more aggressively into space, could have really been a problem for New Bedford, but Lady Whalers dodge a bullet.
Yeah, it was in that no man's land area for sure. A little more juice on it.
This is Dias. She's been a going concern. Trickles one on goal, and Roderick able to handle that easily. Middle of the field, Roderick. Nice play there. That's the kind of play you like to see where you can attack the defense. New Bedford could not get there.
Right idea there from Roderick and then the midfielder to get it forward there.
And it was 2 quick touches, and the ball was 60 yards downfield, and that's what you need here for if you're New Bedford, to try to have some run of the play.
That's where I like to see those wingers getting advanced and forward too. They're kind of lagged too far back in the defensive press going that way. They need to get back forward as well, because you need more than just a striker going forward there. You need your pace in the wings to create chances for that center forward.
You need the overlap from the midfield, and New Bedford is obviously not done a great job with that. That's how you generate a lot of your offense. Those midfield players, extremely important. They have to play both sides of the field. They have to get back, but then they also have to press up offensively. They're not defenders solely.
I would even suggest running 5 defenders at the back to give those midfielders more of the freedom to push up. You give yourself an extra center back and a couple of wing backs that advance more. It would then give the remaining 5 to 6 players a really good chance to push forward more often than not.
Certainly when you have offensive problems, you need to consider how to change your strategy here. Only 2 forwards. You're going to have a hard time when you've not scored a goal with just 2 forwards up front. New Bedford's had the one scoring opportunity here.
And it all depends on the pace of them as well. And if you can't get it out of them, if they're very good at holding up play, that's where your midfielders really have to make decisive runs through the middle of the field, or the wide midfielders and fullbacks making advanced runs forward.
There's New Bedford's Pereira playing it up far side, looking for Caitlin Almeida. Could not get there, but New Bedford comes away with it. This is Bucha. No, check that. Looking for Bucha, middle of the field. Peyton Costa tried to get there. Ball played to the far side.
See, that I like. I would have liked them playing that back there just to set up the switch of the field, because you had 2-3 bodies to the right-hand side of the field rather than just sending it forward. That I would like to see a little more east-west play from New Bedford, just because they finally had the bodies forward that they needed.
Haven Lopes with that cross. Now she'll have the opportunity here. Looks like they're going to try to play it to her, and let's see if she plays it immediately into the area. That's what you need. Here's Lopes. You need to get it into the area immediately from that position on the field, and New Bedford not doing so. When you're wide on the field and you're within that 20, 25-yard range, you got to play it into the box.
Yeah, and even without the headers, you just got to try and cause some confusion, cause some chaos in that box, because it's hard for everybody. Any type of contact in there can create, something good for you. It might be a foul one way, it might be a foul the other, but you got to create that chaos, because they have very limited chances that New Bedford have had.
And you have a hard time scoring if the ball's not in the area. So you got to get it into the area first and foremost, and then see what transpires from there. When you have opportunities to do so on indirect kicks or direct free kicks, you have to work those opportunities and get the ball into the area.
Can't be too precise, that's for sure.
That's Lockhart. She tries for a cross, and again, no one at that far side post. So New Bedford here with an opportunity. Try to play it to Bucha. Durfee was there, and they'll play it off of Bucha into touch, so it'll be Durfee. And New Bedford with some substitutions here. Kim Sanabria checking in number 3 for the first time. And Alexia Rodriguez back in for the Lady Whalers. Lopes checks out for New Bedford. Here's Durfee. Matos. It's a ball played ahead by Durfee Sylvester. Durfee's strategy is they try to get it to the area. You need to really emphasize that. You can't emphasize that enough.
Yeah, consistently all day long, they have played it to their center forward in that spot and just let everybody advance along with them, which is the same strategy I'd like to see out in New Bedford. They just need that forward push.
There's a ball played off of New Bedford's Rodriguez's back. Goes far sideline. McDonald lets one walk through. Tries to keep it along that sideline. Ball stays in play. Middle of the field. Durfee with an opportunity. Lady Hilltoppers have had the better of the play here in this second quarter, especially. Long opportunity. A shot fired from the far side by Durfee's Alua Rio, and it was well wide.
We'll see if there's any changes in strategy with any of the newer players coming on with New Bedford here. Like I said, I'd like to take advantage of that space in the wings, but still only looking like the one forward and then the...
There's the giveaway and a shot. Oh, just wide. That's what's dangerous on those goal kicks. Pereira's not had the same strength in her leg here today that we've seen from her in the past, and this was a straight giveaway.
Yeah, just a missed kick there from the goal line, and then the defender closes down. She's unable to finish the kick right through, and she kind of blocks it out to the left. But another chance that came off a New Bedford mistake. A lot of Durfee's chances have come off mistakes from New Bedford, not anything that they've really worked cleanly through. Just one chance, really, that's been clean for Durfee.
Is Bucha. Tried to play it middle of the field to Almeida. Could not get there. That's Rodriguez, number 9, trying to track one down.
Right idea there, too, from Rodriguez, trying to slip it through to Vanessa Bucha.
Durfee's Dias has had a fine start here today. Played it ahead looking for McDonald. She's looking for the cross. Oh, nicely done there by McDonald as she stepped over one. Now it looks like she might get one back. New Bedford trying to clear it. They will not. Here's a long chip shot that Roderick is able to handle with ease.
Unable to drive through that one. You're just hoping for the tailwind to take it and kind of confuse the keeper.
That was Julie Raposa with that opportunity. Here's Peyton Costa trying to play one into space. Off her line. Durfee's Carrero handling one of the few opportunities she's had here today.
Just a little too much there, but I like the pressure going forward from New Bedford. That was a quick transition. I'd like to see more of that.
Playing it ahead again. You can see Durfee's strategy. 2 touches there, Lucas, and they had it all the way down that far sideline looking for McDonald.
McDonald certainly has some speed to her as well. To DeAndre starting to close down a little more, as I think she's one of New Bedford's quicker defenders, but she certainly has the pace to cause problems for New Bedford.
New Bedford here playing one ahead. Durfee with an opportunity, and Roderick fortunately and smartly off her line to pick it up at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, she plays a high line like a lot of good goalkeepers do. A lot of goalkeepers that have faith in their angle control do. The ones that have the higher IQ in the sense of a goalkeeper, and she plays that high back line to prevent those opportunities right there.
Far side of the field, Alua Ryu tried to play it ahead for Durfee. Ball goes toward that sideline. Rodriguez and Alua Ryu. Here's New Bedford's number 18, Noguera, playing it ahead. And the whistle. Of course, the whistles are electronic whistles. So with the officials wearing masks, they have a whistle in their hand, and they just use those electronic whistles. And I have a feeling those are going to maybe stick. I just think as time goes on, if there's any concerns next year, you might see things like electronic whistles sticking around here for a bit.
I think there's some things that probably will say there might be some certain strategies and stuff as teams go throughout the season that might even stick to. That might be more effective on the throw-in strategies or corner strategies and such.
Here's a ball played here to Durfee. 30 yards from goal. Nice move, but New Bedford able to clear. It was Almeida getting ahead, looking for Peyton Costa. She could not get here. There, ball played here near side, and Durfee plays it into touch. That was off the boot of Zoe Sylvester. So New Bedford will play it in with 3:45 left in this first half. Scoreless.
And for as much possession as New Bedford's had, a lot more of the chances are really coming from Durfee in this one because of mistakes at the back end. And here we are again.
Nearly a disastrous decision there by Santa Bria. Again, as you saw Pereira turn away, and that's the second time the ball was played toward her, and she turned away from it. And
it's almost resulted in a breakaway goal, not once but twice now. Luckily for New Bedford, neither of which have ended up in the back of the net, but you can only play that game with so many chances so many times.
Is Pereira playing it ahead. Costa tried to get it here near sideline. Ball goes beyond the sideline. Check that. It's not Costa. That time was number 17, Ariana Mello.
And again, they're trying to sneak the ball by on a through ball to Vanessa Bucha as she creates a lot of the chances from the wing position.
That's New Bedford's 13, Pacheco, Callista Pacheco. Got to play it ahead to Bucha. That's where you got to create some space. They're going to say that Mello is onside, but she had it taken away.
It looked off to me there, but I'm sure New Bedford's going to take it
Ball
away.
lobbed into the area, and Costa tried to get there, but the goalkeeper, Carrero, came off her line, was able to handle it. Again, without the ability to head the ball, very, very difficult on anything that's in the air or bouncing. Far side of the field, McDonald for Durfee, working against New Bedford's Mendoza. McDonald has been a going concern. She goes tumbling to the turf.
Yeah, she's been the biggest threat from Durfee's front line by far.
Far side of the field, Durfee will play it in.
Has the speed and the size and the foot control to really cause some problems in the Bedford back line.
2 minutes left here in this first half. Whistle. Durfee with an indirect free kick here. Here's the ball that you go to the far post, Lucas. Let's see if Durfee's able to do it. They try, but a shot or the cross right on goal, and it was easily handled by Roderick, who tried to play it ahead here and got it to Costa. This is when you got to make one move and then play the ball ahead, and that's nicely done. See if Mello can get there. Again, you're working on field position and hoping for Durfee turnovers, and you get one. Here's Rodriguez. Ball went beyond the sideline. You need to play the field position game when your skill level prohibits.
Yeah, the possession number, the possession percentage, and time of possession is all a very much looked at number and metric looked at by many soccer fans, but none of that matters if you don't have meaningful possession, if it's not meaningful passes that are going forward. You can have old 70% possession, but you can still lose 5-0.
Here's a ball played ahead. Roderick going to come off her line. Has to play it, of course, only with her feet and able to do so beyond the sideline. And again, Lucas, you're talking at advanced levels, beyond college, professional. Certainly at this level, possession is not quite as evident
not as important.
Yeah, not as important. It's just like any of the sports. As you go down in the levels, a lot of things are coached differently, and there's different levels of importance. As the first half comes to a close, 40 minutes of play in the books. It's New Bedford and Durfee at Andre McCoy Stadium. The Lady Whalers versus the Lady Hilltoppers, and a scoreless first half. Lucas, we saw an early opportunity for New Bedford. Frankly, from the matches that we've done here, the best chance of the year so far for the Lady Whalers, across from Vanessa Bucha. Got it to Alexia Rodriguez. She kind of fouled one off that went wide and above the crossbar on the far post, but certainly New Bedford's best opportunity of the match here today. Durfee, in contrast, has had a few more opportunities, and the players of going concern for the Lady Hilltoppers have been number 10, Emma McDonald, and number 11, Emily Adias.
Yeah, I think McDonald's pace going forward has been something to really keep an eye on. I think they've really switched over Sandy DeAndre to her, because DeAndre is one of the quicker defenders for New Bedford. But McDonald's speed going forward has caused a lot of problems for New Bedford's back line. And I think that New Bedford going forward, I mean, they had that one chance there, and there was just a miss hit off the foot. But like I said, it's that transition speed, that transitioning speed for New Bedford is going to be the big thing going to the second half. And as opposed to just having one forward, but not two or three midfielders, being able to get into advanced positions and really take advantage of the speed and the ball placement on this turf is what I think is going to be the big thing for New Bedford going forward to that second half still.
So between the second and third quarter, the official halftime, 10-minute break here for the two squads, and we'll be back with second half action. So let's take a break here on the New Bedford Cable Network and Facebook Live. You're watching high school soccer. The girls in action here at Andre McCoy Stadium. It's scoreless first half, New Bedford and Durfee.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored?
Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
We are ready for second half action here at Andre McCoy Stadium on the campus of New Bedford High School. Joe Cabral and Lucas Ferreira bringing you girls high school soccer action on the New Bedford Cable Network and Facebook Live. Hope you're joining us here consistently as we present 2 games a week for you generally, live on Facebook and then certainly on the New Bedford Cable Network, where you can watch online. You can watch on Facebook on tape, or you can simply tune in on your television. Check the programming times for our telecasts and just check in at the New Bedford Cable Network.
I think the whole library is online as well too on the Channel 9 access
Yes, it
as
is.
well.
Yep. So we're ready to get underway here in the second half. Durfee and New Bedford scoreless. Ball played far side of the field is now Durfee is going left to right. Durfee in their road white uniform. New Bedford in their home red with white shorts. Lady Whalers again. There's a ball that was nicely played ahead, and it was an opportunity for Bucha. Can she get there? Plays it ahead on one touch. Nice chance here. Bucha's in the open, fires a shot, and scores! New Bedford has its first goal of the season. Vanessa Bucha with a left foot put it to the far side post, and the fans here, quite a few in attendance. It was just out in the stands during the break at half. And New Bedford has their first goal of the year. It belongs to Vanessa Bucha.
Felt it coming on there. It was a quick break there for her. Almost thought they'd lose it, but then that through ball in there, plenty of space for Bucha. Again, New Bedford finally playing that ball to space, and the pace of Bucha gets her forward, and then a beautifully left foot stricken shot into the bottom left corner. And New Bedford has a 1-0 advantage. First goal of the season. Congratulations to New Bedford.
New Bedford leading it here early in this second half, and let's see if that forces Durfee to maybe force their play a bit. You have to like what you saw there, Lucas. It really was very quick. There wasn't really any delay, and that's the kind of play you need right there. You can do it, 20 times and it doesn't work, but the one time that it does work, you end up with a scoring opportunity like the one from Bucha.
The one thing I did notice was that they did have two bodies forward as opposed to the one. So there was already the one taking on the space between the three defenders in that back line that were there. And then Bucha was positioned between the space to the right, and that through ball just came through as she created the space and drew the defenders onto her. The midfielder played the pass through. I believe the midfielder played the pass was Emil Miranda, and from there on, Bucha took care of the rest.
Free kick here for Durfee. They'll play it to the area. Roderick comes off her line, handled it nicely, and again, working transition here quickly, and this is what you need.
That's dangerous there with Roderick out of net.
That was not a good play there by New Bedford as she played it back. But here's Bucha again looking to go forward. This is where you need like one touch and then play it forward and then run onto a ball. Don't think you're going to dribble 50 yards.
Yeah, she just needs that support there, that quick 1-2. They need to make sure that pass is within a distance where they can play it back to her and allow her speed to take care of the rest. I mean, she only has to beat one person. And especially with a 1-goal advantage now, you can live a little more riskier with those passes because you're just looking for one more to really put the icing on the cake here.
And you're not going to try to run 50 yards with a ball on your foot. Play it ahead, get into space, and then see what happens.
But you can run 50 yards to get to the ball, which is where, where the big key comes in. It simplifies things a lot.
There's a ball played middle of the field. Durfee with it. This is Dias. She's been a fine player. See her looking to put one there into space, and it ends up breaking to Lockhart here, near side, looking for the cross. Lockhart and Roderick on the far post came out.
Roderick been very sure-handed all game. Just a couple better passes here. Just you need to take your time. No rush out there from the box, especially when she leaves herself out of position.
Here's Dias. Oh, another nice play from Dias. Far side. Dias set up an opportunity, and on the short side, a shot that went wide. I didn't see who that came from, but Dias for Durfee in the midfield, distributing, and did it with precision, and Durfee had an opportunity.
And I think New Bedford really here has to take a breather, get their defensive back line set up. They've allowed a couple of chances immediately after scoring. Don't let it take away from the good offense that you've had right off the start of the second half. You really get things in order and hold on to that lead.
And see, when you see a soft touch like that and you're New Bedford, you got to play it the other way quickly. Take advantage of those soft touches. Now, ball played into space, and New Bedford will play it, or tried to play it beyond the sideline. It stayed in.
That's twice now DeAndre's really just played it to Durfee, trying to clear it away. She's going to get some lift under it.
Oh, nicely played ball there. Across in front. Roderick came off her line, got there in time.
And there we go. Now Roderick taking her time to try and set things up. Not trying to rush it out there because they really do need to settle themselves in because they have played really well coming out of the half, but have allowed a couple of chances quickly after scoring.
That's Dias, middle of the field. Fine player, Emilia Dias. For Durfee. Again, look at the possession there from Dias, then lost it, but right back on the ball. Ball played ahead to Bucha. This is where you got to play it and try to run onto it.
She tried doing that to do the little bump and run there past the defender, really on her own. She just needs a little bit of support there to get her going and get the bodies forward.
Far side of the pitch, Durfee again with an opportunity and a shot near side post wide.
And again, Roderick being a senior, being the veteran, understands her angles very well and is holding down that near post. They really can't beat her to the near side unless they go very top bins in that top corner. So holding her angles well, forcing them to go far post, and they don't want to, and they haven't had success going near post yet. So,
and especially when you see the attack coming with a lot of speed and a defender right on that player's heels, the tendency is they play it a little too far forward. They lose track of where the goalkeeper is. You can come out and make an aggressive play. Here's Roderick takes the ball.
well, it's a lot more difficult to play cross positioning there because there's no headers. So
No headers, so you can come off your line very easily.
So holding down that near post, she's really daring them to go to the far post and play it across, and especially without being able to have it.
There's a ball by Durfee to the edge of the area. Roderick again playing quickly. This has been a difference in New Bedford's game here today, and see what it results in. It gets a ball to Bucha, who could not get there, but still much, much better from New Bedford as far as
Yeah, Roderick coming out with it
transition
quick.
work.
And when Roderick can get it out quick and get it to a New Bedford player, as long as she makes a solid pass, that's the thing. She can, if you can get it out quick and put that pressure on, all the power to Roderick. But don't force anything that's going to put anybody or you or your team out of position there, especially with a 1-goal advantage. But when she can get it out quick there to a New Bedford player and they get 2 or 3 bodies forward like that, they're going to have a lot of success in the second half.
North and South play much more important here from New Bedford. And we've seen better play here from the Lady Whalers. There was Lopes. It goes to Bucha here, trying to play it ahead herself. Durfee trying to get there. Lopes can't come here near sideline. Durfee with it. That was number 20, Juliana Torres, playing it ahead. That's Lockhart, middle of the field. New Bedford trying to chest one down. That was Pereira. And Durfee's Torres had it go off her to this near sideline. So New Bedford will play it in. Mistay will go one touch to Pereira, then Pereira over the top, hopefully, and she does. There was Bucha, tried to play a half volley here near side to Lopes. Good idea.
Yeah, good idea there from Bucha, but just couldn't get the touch to come off, and it's really tough to control there from the speed coming in to do one-touch control there.
There's Emma Thibodeau for Durfee. Indirect. And then Bucha blocking one there. And that's the kind of play you need. You're looking for one of those balls to get blocked and then run up middle of the field and maybe get onto one quickly.
It's similar to what you saw from the Dartmouth boys do with the, oh, that's a clear handball there,
Handball
but not called.
and no call there.
But the kind of suffocating pressure, the Gergen pressing, and then just really flipping the switch right to the attack, and just 1 or 2 passes and on, and just let the speed and the pace take care of it. Take advantage of the turf and take advantage of having the speed to get forward.
I associated, Lucas, with what you do in basketball at every level, the lower levels. You full court press. If you have any talent, you press constantly because teams really can't make 2, 3, 4 passes to beat the press. So
no, you take the will over the skill at that level. I mean, you can't out dribble the press, especially at that age. So
there's a shot on goal that Roderick came out and handled nicely with her hands. Couldn't even get her body in front of it as it was low to her far side. Came up with it.
So you play defense and you run suicide, you get in shape, and you do the same thing in soccer. You get in shape, you play defense, and you get it out in the space, and you run on the
you live on mistakes, to be frank. You believe that the other team will make mistakes to give you opportunities.
Well, you make it into a game of attrition. You just focus on the fundamentals, you focus on the basics, and you hope that the other team makes mistakes. You force them to make mistakes with your endurance, with your speed, and you go from there.
This is number 11 for Durfee. Dias, she's been excellent. Looks to the far side post, and that was a wonderfully weighted ball. Far side. No one got there, and again, we continue to see the results of not being able to head balls because that is a perfect ball to be headed toward goal. But
I would have loved to have been able to see her head that because that was a beautiful ball in.
Hopefully this will be the only year where we see these types of rule restrictions, because the game of soccer without headers is a totally different game. It's not nearly
It's not what I would
as
associate
appealing.
with soccer.
No.
If you had shown someone from years ago who knows what soccer was opposed to that without headers, I don't think they'd call it the same thing.
No, because it just limits the things you can do. The ball in the air just becomes a way of moving the ball, not a way of really doing much as far as attack is concerned.
And I've noticed in both the boys and the girls, I mean, no one's fault to it. These are unforeseen circumstances. Everybody has to deal with them. But a lot of times the players out there are thinking more or less about what they can't do and having to downshift as opposed to what they naturally would like to do in a sport they played for their whole life.
Here's a ball played ahead. Nicely done there at the defense by DeAndre to break one up. Played it ahead and did so quickly. And that's what you need from New Bedford. You don't need overhandling of the ball there in the midfield.
Especially with a goal advantage now, too. You know, especially being 1 goal up. I know it's different territory now for them early on in the season, but, you know, DeAndre's had a really good day so far, has pretty good speeds, played very good defense. I think quietly had a very good game, as similar to Bucha, except on the defensive side of things, and just getting it out of there quickly.
There's a ball played to the edge of the area, and a whistle foul is called against Durfee, or an offside, I should say.
And we haven't seen much from McDonald here from Durfee in the second half as well. I'm not sure.
Well, they had a nice bag for her early on. I don't know. It looks like she's on the sideline
I'm
with
trying to check in on right now, and that's why Durfee's been kind of quiet, I think, going forward.
She has a nice bag on her right knee, I believe. Ball played here near sideline, goes beyond the sideline.
And that's really been, like, most of the noise has been coming from at least from that attacking line from Durfee's come from McDonald with a lot of her speed going forward. So it's a plus for New Bedford if McDonald is sidelined for the remainder of this one.
This is New Bedford's Destiny Mistay with Pereira coming up.
And so there's a lot of space out there to the right if someone can make a darting run.
And that's really, again, I think they've, with the, and Pereira trying to get by a defender. Not a good touch there. Really put Pereira at risk because she's one of their main defenders. Played it ahead. This is Pacheco for New Bedford. Got it to Noguera. Now Durfee plays it here near sideline. Ball goes beyond the sideline. And it will be New Bedford playing it in. When you do those quick one touches, especially when you're playing it to Pereira, who's one of your key defenders, you have to get it to her quick, and she has to play it quick. There's really no time to play with it. There she kind of scuffs one, gets it middle of the field, but Durfee comes up with it.
I think the idea was to get it to the space to the right. You play to that 20-yard line over there, you're in good shape.
Oh, Durfee will be offside if the ball's played ahead here, and smartly she kept it. So Durfee had a player that was going to be well offside if the ball was passed, but the attack continued off the same boot, and New Bedford's Roderick able to come off her line to make the play. Here she comes again, right to the edge of the area.
And McDonald looks, I think, nope, not McDonald over there, silencing, trying to warm up, but.
Peyton Costa here near side. There's the ball played ahead toward the area.
And DeAndre again there to make a good defensive play.
Here's a chance here. Lockhart crosses far side. Here's a chance right in front and a shot, and we're tied.
Good play there from Durfee. She couldn't head it, so she was proactive with it, used the chest, knocked it down, and it fell right to a Durfee player who just finishes it off with a full net in front of her.
Unfortunately, we don't have the name for number 13. She scored the goal. I don't know if we can check to see if we have it.
I only have 11 and 16.
And we definitely have seen Dias and Lockhart, so not sure who put that one home, but it was number 13 for the Lady Hilltoppers.
And again, it was one of those direct balls in across towards like that chest to shoulder height. She couldn't head it home, so she chested down, knocks it down. It was finished off by one of her teammates, and we were all knotted up at 1.
And that's the danger of getting the ball to the area. That's all you want. Give someone an opportunity. Tied it a goal apiece.
Yeah, Durfee kind of having to adjust without McDonald's pace going forward. They did right there, and they're going to look to capitalize on the fact that they just brought it back even.
Guys tried to play it here to Lockhart. Ball goes beyond the sideline. Durfee to play it in with number 4, Emma Thibodeau. 5:25 left, third quarter action. Thibodeau, and a foul will be called against Bucha, who bodied Thibodeau off the play.
Not much Roderick could have done there as it came across to the far side. Not much the goalkeeper could have done there.
Here's Thibodeau. Heavy boot here. Dias comes away with it. New Bedford's Pacheco tried to play it ahead. Durfee's starting to get the better of the run of play here now. Dias.
Yeah, they're starting to get bodies forward once again in that high back line. They can have a little more confidence knowing that it's all tied up again.
Far side of the field. Durfee plays one ahead. Opportunity here
Again,
for the Lady Hilltoppers.
DeAndre's had a really good day back there. Again, gets beat here, though.
Ball goes beyond the end line.
But she's
It'll
had
be
a
a goal kick.
really good day closing down on those through balls through. She's had enough speed to close down on the wingers trying to play the ball back to the middle, and that's where a lot of New Bedford's successes come defensively. Again, a little unlucky, unable to clear it before, and that's resulted in that ball in towards the goal. But aside from a couple of those miscues from defenders not turning around at the wrong time, New Bedford's been pretty solid defensively.
This is Pereira. Got a lot into that one. Here near side, New Bedford plays it ahead, Bucha. And then Durfee plays it quickly out of play. New Bedford has to play quickly here. You have to take advantage. Don't let them get back. They're all coming back here now. No need to hesitate. Play quickly.
Yeah, Bucha trying to make the one move in the pass, but I'd like to see the pass to the move to the space because Bucha has the pace to be able to beat the defenders back there. So just a quick pass to the end of the space for Bucha, I think, is better than the move there first. No need to create the space in the midfield, but create it in the box. Just get forward.
Everyone back now for Durfee. Pacheco played it ahead, looking for Almeida. It's taken away here. Middle of the field. Ball played here near sideline. Goes beyond the sideline.
And again, Pacheco looking to play it in over the top here. Some space for Caitlin Almeida maybe to get in behind.
Touch here to Pacheco. Tried to play it ahead off the back of Thibodeau. And then Noguera played it beyond the sideline.
That's been the play. That a little over the top ball to the left. Like I said, again, I'd like to see it to that far 20-yard line, that far 10-yard line. There's a lot of space left there by the Durfee defense.
Yeah, you can't keep it here to the near side of the field. You have to go to the far side when the ball's coming in from this near sideline.
I'd like to see a little play to the south here towards the midfield and then just blast one into that open area and see where it gets you at least, because there's only one person to beat to that far side.
When you play it continuously in the same area, that's where all the defenders are.
Yeah, they'll start to creep over, and that's where you can take advantage of it when you switch the play like that, but we've yet to seen it from New Bedford.
DeAndre played it here near sideline, goes beyond the sideline.
But I don't think it's an accident that cutting in from the right to the left was Bucha with her first goal. I don't think that's coincidental at all.
Lockhart, near side. Gonna call a handball, I believe. Under 2 minutes left here in the third, and that's the kind of ball you need because it gets right by the defender, and then off her line is a shot, a clear opportunity, I should say, by Carrero. And New Bedford needs more of that.
I thought she could have picked that one up. She went with the boot. It catches ahead of a New Bedford player. So even if had that gone in, it would have been interesting to see what the referees did had that somehow directed in. But it did come off the head, not directly, not purposely.
No, would have been allowed, I believe, because it would have been incidental. Certainly not intended. Here, Lockhart played it off of Mistay. This is Pereira. We'll play it ahead. Looking for number 10, Almeida. Could not get there, and Durfee will play it beyond the sideline. Here is where New Bedford, again, has to get there quickly, set up some type of far post attack, get to the far post. One person on the near post, and then players to the far post. And can you get the ball there?
That space in behind starting to develop, though, so as Bucha catches her breath here and maybe steps on into the fourth quarter action, we might be able to see her get into that space again and provide another pass and a cross.
Durfee trying to clear, and they're able to do so.
But that'll be interesting to see if they can take advantage of that space in behind that they found a couple of times in Almeida. But you get much more pace out of Bucha. It'll be interesting to see as the fourth quarter comes around.
I don't like the angle they create here for Pereira. She should be below the inbounder, if you would, so she can use her right foot and curl one to that far post.
Inside, from right to left.
Instead, they're playing it to her where she has no angle. So when you're playing wide, you're always looking for angles.
She's playing that direct line drive across left to right, which is a very difficult pass to play.
And with no header, it's not going to go anywhere. That's Mistay playing one ahead. It'll go beyond the goal line. We're tied at 1, under 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Durfee playing the goal kick. That's how you play it ahead quickly, just like that. Here's Costa. Tried to get it to Almeida.
It's a good touch for Pacheco there. I think it was more intended to be her gaining possession, but it came off as a pass. And it created good space and a good opportunity here for New Bedford. And now they have a corner to see if they go with the in-swinger or...
Yeah, you need that.
You'd hope that that's the line they go with, and that's what they're going to go with here.
There's a shot. Goes over across to the far post. Opportunity there, and that's what you need. New Bedford unable to convert, however.
Now a space forward for Durfee.
Oh, they played it into space, and that was wonderfully defended that time by Andre. That was going to be an onside pass, and it would have been a big problem as the whistle blows to end the third quarter. So DeAndre made a big play there.
And I've been on it. I think DeAndre's had a very good game defensively. She comes up big again there. She's been playing as a ball-playing defender, and I think that she's cut off a lot of passes and played a lot of angles well today, using the speed to her advantage. So her and Bucha definitely having the big games for New Bedford thus far. And I think that if they continue to take advantage of that space that they've created, there's a couple over-the-top balls that they found for, I believe it's Almeida. Almeida. If Bucha can find herself in those spots with a little more speed going in there, New Bedford might be able to sneak one by and get out here with their first win. But they've been pretty staunch at the back, so the defending hasn't really been a worry. It was a clean goal from Durfee, just kind of unlucky that they didn't get it clear at the time they did. But with, I believe it was McDonald still on the sideline. New Bedford can still hold pretty well at the back, and I think that if they can take advantage, like I said, of that space in behind, I'd like to see the right side take advantage of, but if they're going to continue to get that ball over the top of the left, I think Bucha's going to be able to take advantage of it as she catches her breath here heading into the fourth quarter.
We're tied at 1 at Andre McCoy Stadium. The Lady Whalers of New Bedford High and the Durfee High Lady Hilltoppers. Joe Cabral and Lucas Ferreira with the action for you. And we'll be back next week. 2 games again on our schedule. And hopefully you're watching here on Facebook Live with us, because we'll have those contests for you on Facebook Live, as well as we will for the remainder of the fall sports season. Of course, with all of the restrictions imposed by COVID, not a lot of fans able to attend in person, so we're trying to bring you as many games as we can live on Facebook. Both teams meeting with their head coaches as goals were exchanged in that third quarter. New Bedford kicked it off early in the first minute of that third quarter, with Vanessa Bucha scoring her first of the season at the 19-minute mark. And it was a ball that was set up nicely for her. She finished with her left foot to the far post and able to beat the goalkeeper, Abigail Carrero.
And then the Durfee one. The Durfee one was very well constructed too. It was a failed clearance by New Bedford, but then a good ball in, direct ball in, chested down, and then just the rest of it cleaned up there from the midfielder that was coming to fill into space. Because you cannot head the ball so here's the replay of Bucha's goal. As she made some pressure forward, they played the through ball into her, and I believe naturally left-footed and just smashes it into the bottom left corner. to give New Bedford their first goal of the season. Bucha's first goal of the season as well. New Bedford's first lead of the season, and then Durfee would come back later on to equalize, but there's been some space they've been taking advantage of with Almeida, and a lot of good things from New Bedford, a lot of good adjustments in this game. They've really been able to, as the game progressed, get more aggressive with their counterattacks, get a little more pace, get a little more speed and concisiveness behind them, as to where I feel like they can definitely break through here. But it's been definitely an entertaining game, and I think a lot of those improvements and those holes and gaps that Coach Noguera had talked about are certainly being taken advantage of more or less in this game, more than any other that we've seen.
The two teams back on the field. "20 minutes of soccer remaining. New Bedford at 0-6 on the season. Durfee at 1-4, and the Lady Hilltoppers did defeat New Bedford earlier in the year, so New Bedford would like to exact some revenge here. If they intend to do so, they have to do it in the fourth quarter.
Almost time to throw the lights on here, I guess, as we progress through the fall season.
Starting to get a bit darker once you get past 5 p.m. Right now we're at 5:30. Tremendous day here along the south coast today. Temperatures reaching into the 70s, but does get chillier at night. Temperature dropping here a bit. And as Lucas mentioned, twilight.
But a great day to get outside.
Certainly showing here.
Great day to get outside and get some vitamin D, combat that, combat the virus for sure. Beautiful day.
New Bedford's Pereira to play it here. Ball played ahead. Dias trying to track it down for Durfee. Could not. Ball played far side of the field.
That's going to run out of play.
Lockhart tried to get there. Could not. Ball goes beyond the sideline.
Like I said, the idea is to get that ball over the top to Bucha. I think that's what they were looking for, and that's what the coach from New Bedford was calling for there.
And that's the right play.
And
just
yeah,
keep on doing that and seeing what you can come up with.
She can certainly finish on that left foot. She certainly has the speed to do it. She's had a couple of plays so far where she's outraced the defense. If you could just put the ball in the right spot over top and let her run on it, you might be able to sneak one by here and sneak out of here with a win.
Ball played ahead, looking for Bucha, chested down by Durfee's number 7, Raposa. Far side of the field, ball goes beyond the sideline. It'll be Durfee playing it in. Substitution here for Durfee. Dias for Durfee will come out. Took one on her shin on a contested ball. So
another one of the very productive players so far today for Durfee.
She's been excellent. She has been excellent. Coach just giving her a little bit of a break here because she took one again heavy on the shin. Far side of the field, Lockhart trying to run into space, played it ahead. And New Bedford's Roderick comes off her line. This is where she can get rid of it quickly if she can. See if you can transition. Oh, she put it down on the turf and it was nearly disastrous.
Like I said, she's a senior. She certainly has the veteran leadership and the veteran ability to know what's going on there, but you live by the sword, you die by the sword there. It's a very dangerous play.
Here's Mistay for New Bedford, number 2. The official says you got to give her 10 feet. Looks like Mistay will play it to Pereira.
Again, going to look to go over the top, I think.
And that's what you need to do. The ball was a little flat.
And the Bedford has bodies forward
here's
here.
A chance here to play it ahead. Can Bucha get there? Goalkeeper Carrero off her line, got there. Does not have a big boot, so New Bedford's got to try to take advantage of that.
New Bedford's can smell blood in the water, though, I think. They're starting to get 3-4 bodies forward now to support Bucha, and I think they're just looking for that one kill shot where they can just drop back and just call it a game here in this fourth quarter. But if they can get Bucha to sneak by here and get one in here and outnumber that back line, it's set up so high. If you go 4-2, 3-on-2, you get a really good advantage.
And Durfee's Emma McDonald, is back in. So had ice on her knee. It seems like she's okay, so they're putting her in here. And she was a going concern in the first half. Let's see what she does here for Durfee in the fourth quarter. They're playing ahead looking for McDonald. She plays it here near side, got it to Matos. Back to McDonald. McDonald could not get there. New Bedford being pressured. Matos took it away from Pereira.
And again, DeAndre marking her, and DeAndre's had pretty good success with her since they've done that, but she still caused some problems there. The backside defender trailing to clear it away.
So New Bedford back here. Everyone back. As Durfee looks to try to get one toward the box.
Butcher will begin to sneak
Oh,
out
far
now.
side post. That's a nicely played ball and a headed ball there. So that'll be interesting. It was in the area.
It was in the 18-yard box. So I'm not sure what the rule persists with there, if it's indirect from inside the box.
He is saying indirect.
Indirect from right where the header came off. Which back in the day when they had the indirects inside the box, players like Roberto Carlos would absolutely annihilate a ball. That's where people wouldn't even be willing to step in front of it. I don't think we'll see that today.
But there will be one touch here, it looks like. New Bedford cannot form a wall. That's another rule, and you're supposed to allow for 10 feet. So if you played it right here, it's just you have someone that just a simple light touch and then strike it on goal.
Yeah, and it comes down to Roderick here. Can Roderick play the right angles?
Looks like I think they're gonna try to get it to Dias. Let's see. New Bedford is back, and there's gaps everywhere because you can't form a wall. So if this is a shot on goal here, it is going to be very difficult to stop.
If she gets a clean strike on it and keeps it down, yes.
And again, well played there by Dias as she just waited at the ball and saw if New Bedford came out at it too quickly. The official blew the whistle, said, no, you got to stay back until the ball is struck.
On Roderick here.
And there she did it again. And she's going to keep on doing it until New Bedford stands still. And when that happens, you're going to have a big gap for a shot here.
It's a war of attrition. I would move forward. I'd move to the side and just try and form up while you can after the whistle.
There's a chance. Oh, squandered. And why they didn't get the ball to Dias, I'll never know. Dias has the big boot, and they instead tried to get it. I think it was to Matos, but I don't understand that one.
Or even not taking a touch there, or just even a slighter touch and having her lined up more. There was just not a lot of, for all of the smart play before that, that was less than ideal after the fact.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense. Your two best players have been Dias and McDonald, and Dias is, frankly, the most technical player that you have, the best player in that regard.
And has been driving many of those passes through. Many of those line drive passes that have made their way through have been made by her. And one of those line drive passes would have hit the back of the net there.
And you don't want it middle. You don't want your shot directly from the middle. You want it slightly. If you're a right-footed player, you want it slightly off center. And they had Dias set up there, and they should have gotten it there. Here's McDonald ahead of the pack trying to get there, and Roderick had to come off her line.
Great play from Roderick there.
And she was able to clear it as she came aggressively out. That would have been a big problem. And as soon as McDonald got out there, the opportunities have increased for Durfee.
Yeah, instant impact from McDonald. Like we said earlier on, she was one of the bigger causes of problems for New Bedford. And here she is on again, immediately making issues for the New Bedford back line.
And that'll be a corner kick for Durfee.
But Roderick being very aggressive with her angles again, as we've mentioned earlier, and being the senior and having the veteran leadership and being able to make those plays, one of the standard times ones to watch.
And a cross ended up going wide and behind the net. So let's see here. Looked like it went off a New Bedford player, though. So another corner kick. Durfee has squandered some chances here. Here's a ball curled to the area, and Roderick came off her line and grabbed it.
Again, not being able to head the ball there. Looked like it had its impact.
There was a ball played ahead nicely by Roderick. Tried to get it to Buka. Here's Durfee with another steal. Back, Roderick will come up with it. They tried to get it ahead to Bucha, ran a little bit past her, and she could not get there, but that's the kind of play that you need to.
Yeah, she tried to turn and receive the touch at the same time and just fell off and missed it, but here she is now again on the ball.
Bucha tried to get it to Rodriguez here near sideline, and Durfee puts it out of play. No hesitation from the Durfee back line as far as putting the ball into touch. They handle it like it's a hot potato. It's like, you're not coming back here. We're going to get defenders back.
Well, especially when you have the speed of McDonald going forward. But here's New Bedford using their speed to their advantage as well.
Trying to get it to Rodriguez on this near sideline, and Durfee again.
But here we go, 3, 4, 5 New Whalers forward. Starting to try and smell blood in the water here. Trying to just get that one chance to get you by as they progress up the field here. And you can at any time, you're one spot kick away. You've seen it, especially from Durfee.
This is Mistay.
Trying to play the long ball in as the Durfee player runs up.
And that's the kind of strategy that you need as an offensive player with these indirect free kicks. You got to hesitate. You got to wait before you play it. And there's a ball that's nicely weighted far side. Opportunity in front. Noguera could not get there. So that time a ball well played by Costa.
Even had some knuckle to it. It was a knuckleball in there, struck very well for the pass in. And actually some decent control in the box as well. They were just unable to get a swing off there and a shot on goal.
And so Costa played that one well, and that's what you need. Another ball played into the area. New Bedford doing a better job here, just looking for an opportunity, and it goes beyond the goal line. And let's see, it's a corner kick. Oh no, they'll say it's a goal kick.
But not a lot of strength coming off these kicks here from Durfee throughout, so we'll see if New Bedford can capitalize on that as well.
No, you got to be aggressive. Like right there, you just saw New Bedford
Attack,
a little too passive.
yeah.
Too passive.
Right there, you have to play that pass back to the middle.
Mistay, that ball was just floating in the air, and she was staying back. You got to attack that ball and just play it forward. Even if you're not going to control it, you have to attack it. It's just floating.
2 changes for New Bedford, as Pereira will check off, as well as Lopes.
Here's a ball played to Rodriguez. Tried to go middle of the field. Ball breaks loose. Here's Bucha. Got to play it to space there if you're Vanessa Bucha, and then from there try to see if you can get along that sideline.
There was no support down the left-hand side for Bucha there, which means she just tried to kind of take it on her own there. Can't really cut it back there, too, as you're trying to hold it up, so she was kind of left on a lonely island there.
Bucha had her shot blocked.
I think that was less than 10 yards. That was pretty quick.
And that's where you got to be careful. You got to bluff on those.
You got to bluff every time.
You got to bluff every time to keep that defensive player from moving. You see how quickly they try to get there. There's a ball played ahead to the area, and then Carrero off her line comes up with it. And again, she does not have a big boot, so you got to be very conscious of that and try to.
No, only a freshman, so not a lot of leg strength there yet.
Attack in concert.
Ball here,
played nice to the area. That's Mello. Oh, weak shot. Carrero able to handle it.
I'm not sure if she was trying to go for the shot there or try and play a low cross there to the attacker coming in on the back post.
It bobbled, and she was able to come up with it, but not a lot on it.
Yeah, she didn't get a clean strike to it. Kind of rolls over on it there.
Here's Durfee with a chance. Long run up on the ball here, trying to get it to McDonald finally, and New Bedford defending nicely.
McDonald had a ton of space. They were one pass away there, Durfee.
Oh, here's a ball played ahead to Bucha. Very dangerous here. This is the chance.
Oh,
a
a
collision.
Contact there.
Here's an
call.
opportunity, a shot. And fired it wide.
Take your time there.
Oh, Mello had an open net with no defenders.
And now you begin to wonder, Carrero, the only goalie on the roster that we saw for Durfee as she's down, as we get a replay here as the ball comes through. Bucha with great speed, even with a head start from Durfee's defender there. Carrero catches a hip/knee to the grill there. The shot goes wide, but being the only goalie on the roster, you worry if you're Durfee for the health of your player, but also, how do you continue in this one with no goalie?
I'm sure they have someone that they've designated as their emergency goalkeeper. She's still down.
As you see in the NHL with like equipment managers and such that will step in on emergency notice.
Moving around, so I would think she'll be okay.
But it did look like a knee, upper leg, kind of to the grill there, which never feels good as they start to warm up who might be the emergency goalie on the sidelines here.
Looks like Lockhart.
hope that Carrero is okay, as she probably goes through somewhat of a concussion protocol here. Is that where the contact mainly was around the head area.
Clock is stopped with 7:20 left. And New Bedford and Durfee tied at 1.
Chances for both teams with those balls in over the back. Butcher with some speed there. And Carrero very aggressive and very brave to come off her line there to try and make that play and clear it away. It's not an easy play to make for a goalkeeper to put their body on the line like that.
From her perspective, it was the right play.
Oh, it absolutely was the right play. She put her body on the line and she paid the price for it, but she did make the right play. And at the end of the day, they're still tied up here, so round of applause for
if you stay back there, Butcher is going to attack you, and
she's
soccer net is a big net.
Yeah, it's
if
hard
you
to
stay back, unless they shoot the ball directly at you, and if you're staying back on your line, you're not going to make a save with someone breaking in straight up down the middle.
And while New Bedford doesn't have a lot of goals to account for on the season, if you're going based off of Butcher's first goal or the crosses that she's put in so far to the net left foot, more often than not one-on-one with not an angle, no attack angle from the goalie. Butcher's going to put it away for you. So really good play there from Carrera. Like I said, kind of pays the price for it here. She has to step off. I'm not sure if it's permanently stepping off or she'll come back in. But bold play from the freshman, the right play from the freshman, and we hope all the best to her. I hope she's okay.
And Kyla Lockhart will be the goalkeeper here, at least for a period of time. Looks like Carrero wants to get back in there.
I think if the trainers do come out, you have to take a certain period of time in the sideline before you can check back in.
You have to come off.
So I think what they might do here is if whoever gets the ball might just put it right back out of play, and she might check in as she gets good because it looks like she's fine. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do. I think the next ball out of play, she'll be right back in net. So.
Yeah, and there could be a courtesy here where you just
like
play it out
like a drop ball and play it out, as the unwritten rules of the sport go, as she might check in with Pereira as well, who's had a breather on the sideline. But the right play there, and it saves Durfee from going down 2-1. But again, New Bedford with another chance on that back line in, and they're taking care of that far side space. And again, like I said, Butcher would be able to be the one to take advantage of that, and she did right there, but Carrera making a huge stop. But certainly coming down to the wire here at Andrea McCoy Stadium.
And better play from New Bedford as far as that ball is the one we've been talking about. You play it into space. No one has to handle it.
Yep.
You play it into an opening and if it's weighted right, you have your offensive player run onto it, and that's exactly what they did.
And I guess if you look at it in terms of the positives from Bedford, you get a breather there, too, for a player like Butcher that just went from the 50 to the 20 in a matter of seconds to beat the near side defender from Durfee. She gets a breath there while Carrero took her spell on the sidelines and near the cart with the trainer. So New Bedford going to probably look to continue to take advantage of that space. They keep 2 or 3 people forward each time in that attack. That's what I've liked the most about it.
Durfee with a goal kick. They played it ahead. Looks like they're gonna play on here for a bit with the backup goalkeeper, Lockhart. This is New Bedford's Noguera playing it ahead. Check that, it was Pacheco. Ball goes beyond the sideline.
And I guess while you're at it, you got to test her. If I'm New Bedford, I am pushing as hard as I can before Carrero checks back in to test the new goalie, because you don't really know what the experience level is of the emergency goalie. So
yeah, you need something on net to see if she handles one or mishandles one.
Doesn't matter where or how far it's from. Test her. Long ball in, doesn't matter. Test the hands early.
Near side. Matos with it for Durfee.
Good
Still
play
with
there.
it.
Splits 2 defenders.
Still running with
3
it.
defenders.
Matos. And a ball played ahead. They're looking to get it to McDonald, and a shot just trickled wide. Near side post.
Julia Matos splits not 1, not 2, but 3 defenders on her way en route to playing that ball in, to where McDonald was almost able to slide it home. As you see, it sneaks by the defense there. DeAndre unable to handle it. Number 21 for New Bedford as well, unable to get there as McDonald just puts it wide. And you wonder if the injury there had anything to do with that miss and unable being able to drive through the soccer ball.
Just a lot of traffic there, so Roderick coming off her line very aggressively, and McDonald had to try to handle it in traffic. Just missed near side post.
And a mistake almost there from Roderick again with that low ball. And now Durfee going to try and capitalize on it.
That low corner, that low goal kick, ball right in the middle of the field. McDonald could not get there.
What a touch that was to then have the control to turn the body and almost get a shot or play that off there. Durfee certainly making some noise here the other way.
5:30 left. We're tied at 1. Nice boot there from New Bedford's Roderick, far side of the field.
Almost a good break there for New Bedford.
Lady Whalers could not get there. That was Dias. And it's played to the sideline. McDonald keeps it in. Back to Dias. Perfectly played. Dias still middle of the field and a weak shot.
Snuck through again. New Bedford beginning to kind of panic with their back line. Just need to compose themselves, take a deep breath as Durfee tries to apply some pressure there to New Bedford team that hasn't had much success this season.
Oh, middle of the field. They'll say onside. Play on. Here's a shot saved by Roderick. Here's a rebound to McDonald. Tries to get middle of the field, and New Bedford able to clear. Durfee now with opportunities.
And New Bedford lucky there because Roderick is out of position.
Here's McDonald, edge of the box. Here's a chip from Dias over the crossbar.
Roderick's not supposed to make that save from that spot there. She was certainly a little too far forward, but takes, I mean, within the arm's length of her. And New Bedford again lucky for Roderick to make that save. And as the sun's gone down here, the lights have clicked on, and the temperature's dropped at least 20 degrees.
It seems it, certainly significantly in the last 20 minutes or so. Really
quarter.
getting windy and a bit chilly. Oh, here's an opportunity for McDonald as New Bedford inexplicably playing it backwards toward their own goal.
They haven't done that all game. Why now? There's only 3 minutes left. Everything else has worked for you so far.
That was Pacheco, and you're wondering, like, what happened there?
That I couldn't tell you what was going on with that one.
Here's a cross that's knocked down. Durfee's still with it. That's number 7, Raposo, playing it back. Ball lofted to the box, and Roderick.
That was still a head scratcher from New Bedford there. Pacheco being one of your reliable players there to go forward, but was confused with the decision making there to go backwards as much as she did. But here we go forward. New Bedford now trying to capitalize on some space.
Here's Bucha, and that's
Good
the kind
ball.
of play you need.
It's a good ball from Bucha.
Far side of the field, that's Lopes. Can Lopes get down that near sideline? Durfee contesting it, and then Lopes fouled.
And you can go, I think that was a foul, so it's going to be a direct kick from here.
Looks like it will be a direct kick.
So no wall, and you can loft it in here. And here's a chance for New Bedford to sneak one by. Any means necessary to get this ball in the back of the net.
And this is where you got to go again. New Bedford concentrates way too much on the near side post. Their players have to get to the far side.
Yep.
So you can take that ball and have some angle to the goal once it's played to you.
But they've had some success with the last couple they've taken. So this could be New Bedford's call to a first victory here if they can sneak a goal by.
Looks like the Whalers, Lady Whalers, have to make a substitution. Maybe because the player was down. I'm guessing. I don't know anything else.
Taller player, longer legs, or maybe longer legs to try and sneak one by there. Maybe a more powerful kick.
I think Coach Naguera is asking, why did you have to come out? Maybe because she was down. The official said, okay, you're down, your mask. Maybe there's something wrong with her mask. It looks like she's working on that. That might be why they took her out.
Earring, maybe?
Or earring.
Earring,
yeah.
It looks like.
Here's a ball played. Middle of the pitch. New Bedford can't get there. That's Costa trying to play it forward. Durfee trying to clear. Had a player here near side. Late play. They finally got it to Matos. Oh, that's a beautiful ball to Dias from Matos. They've been a great combination. New Bedford trying to clear, but Dias right on that. That's Pacheco playing it ahead nicely that time. Got it to Costa. Durfee comes up with a steal, looking for McDonald far side. McDonald right down that sideline with a great move. McDonald will get to the area. She's in the box, cross in front, and a save by the goalkeeper, Roderick.
Now New Bedford breaks the other way. Good play there. If she can get it forward now. Oh, good defensive play from Durfee.
Nice play here. Durfee's number 4 that time. Thibodeau playing it ahead. Here's Costa for New Bedford. Under 2 minutes now left in a 1-1
And a
match.
little contact
That's
there as they let
Raposa,
him
far
play.
side of the field. Ball goes beyond the sideline. It'll be New Bedford playing it in.
As we work under the final 2 minutes here.
Lopes will check right back in for New Bedford after taking care of, it looked like jewelry maybe. Costa will come out.
You'd have to think that New Bedford will have to take the shot with one last long ball, but a mistake at the back.
Bedford able to clear a bit. That was Matos. Now New Bedford with it. Fine work here, edge of the box.
It's a shame we don't have number 14's name because she's had quite a game.
She's played well. 14 and
Look at
13.
this
The ball
ball
played
into
ahead.
Bucha.
They'll say Bucha's onside. Can she get to the area? Takes a long
Oh.
shot. She felt the pressure coming from behind, Lucas, so she gave up on trying to run it a bit further and just took a long shot.
It was worth the try, but Carrero's back in there again.
That would have been a good opportunity if Carrero had come off her line, but she stayed back, so she was able to make the save.
And I think that was the expectation of Bucha before looking up. I think she was expecting that to be there.
Middle of the field, Durfee trying to clear. And that's going to do it.
And that's all she wrote from Andrew McCoy Stadium. But
It's going to be a 1-1 tie.
But quite an entertaining game there, especially as of late. Vanessa Bucha having quite a game for New Bedford.
Well, I would say certainly if you're a New Bedford fan, you have to look at this one and be encouraged. This was by far their best performance of the season, at least for the matches that we've done. 1-1 tie. New Bedford's lone goal here today, and their first of the season, coming off the foot of Vanessa Bucha in the third quarter, just a minute in, so that ends up being the 41st minute of play, and New Bedford had a 1-0 lead. Then later in that third quarter, Durfee able to tie it on a goal by number 13. Unfortunately, we do not have her name. And Durfee able to tie it at 1, and that's the way it ends, despite some opportunities in that fourth quarter for both squads. Well, Lucas, I think as you mentioned, it was entertaining.
I'm not one to normally be happy with a tie or a draw in any type of sport, and I know it happens more in soccer than in any other, but I'd have to say right there, that was a very entertaining one.
And certainly for New Bedford, a positive that they've been looking for. Their record improves to 0-6-1 on the season. Durfee drops to 1-4-1. The final score for a final time from Andre McCoy Stadium on the campus of New Bedford High School. It was New Bedford 1 and the Lady Hilltoppers of Durfee 1. For my partner Lucas Ferreira and all of our staff here at the New Bedford Cable Network, I'm Joe Cabral. Thanks for joining us this afternoon, and have a good evening, everyone.